Yup, we are staying inside today. Cold outside. Whoa, it's cold outside. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I am Miguel Malenciano. This is Evolution Angler Bassin. That's Bilo. And how's that bite? It's a little bit too cold for comfort to be even in the naval yard. We have a brutal storm outside. So I thought, what a better opportunity having a free day, seeing as how I just dropped the video on you guys, than to drop another video. But this time introduce another series, this time a twin series that I've been dying to drop on. So what is the series? Again, it's twin series. The first of the two being Tank Talks. Everyone knows that fishing is the thing where you can get thousands and thousands of tips, and that'll never be enough. So I wanted to dedicate a little bit of time on the channel where I could just sit down and have a little one-to-one with you and talk about whatever, current events, tackle, gear, seasonal fishing, anything at all. It's just me and you, one-to-one sit down. And the sibling to Tank Talks is going to be Yak Yaps. And Yak Yaps is going to be a little bit more of an interactional thing. That's going to be me actually out on the kayak. How many times have we had a stroke of genius or stumbled upon something or just had an experience that we wish we could just sit down and call someone or talk to someone about it, just share that experience. So that is what Yak Yaps is going to be. If I have a minute or two out on the water, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to let you in on whatever it is caught my interest that I want to share with you. Something you should know, something you should avoid, maybe something that happened to me out on the water, whatever. But those are the two new deals. Tank Talks featuring Bilo and Yak Yaps. So today on Tank Talks, I primarily wanted to focus on, have you gotten your preseason checklist done? If not, have you checked off a lot of the items? Have you checked off any of the items? So today, we're going to go over my 2021 preseason checklist, and maybe you'll realize that there are some things missing in your 2021 checklist. So let's get right into it. Number one, have you set goals? Have you set goals for this year? Did you set goals for last year? Did you meet them? Are those goals for this year any bigger, along the same lines? Are there any goals? Have you set goals? You should always set goals. That way you have a barometer and a measuring stick as your season is going along. Also, in the down points of your year when sometimes it seems all but hopeless, you have those goals to lean back and dig deep and go ahead and persevere. Set some goals for yourself. Write them down. Have them in the back of your mind and have them in the forefront of your efforts when you're out there fishing this year. Number two, it's February. Might start to be getting a little late, but have you made inventory? Have you made inventory of anything that you need, of anything you'd like to fish this year, of anything that you ran out of last year that you know is going to be a must again for this year? Have you made inventory? Number trace. Have you expanded or do you plan on expanding? What do I mean by that? I mean, if you're a finesse fisherman, have you looked into any new tactics? If you're a power fisherman, have you been on any of the sites looking to pick up any worms? Whatever it is that you do that is your superpower as an angler, you should be looking to either A, expand and do something completely different, or B, if you're going to bite the bullet and that is your style, then double down, triple down, and expand further, deeper into that tactic. But you should be expanding some way, somehow. Number four, have you resupplied? Apart from tackle, apart from terminal tackle, apart from rods and the obvious, is there anything out there on the market that you've looked into that might make you a better angler? Whether you fish from the bank, whether you fish on a kayak, whether you fish on a boat, doesn't matter how you fish. We've reached a point in the fishing industry, especially with all the extra time that we had on our hands last year, that the market is saturated with all sorts of products to make you a better angler. Have you set apart some time to look into to possibly acquiring any of these items. I mean, even if it's a hiking stick, again, if you like to beat up the bank and you know you're going to be in and out of those woods. Another example, items to make you more efficient out on the water. Maybe a map book, anything at all. Have you resupplied? Think about that one item or two items or whatever the number may be of items that you need or that may make you a better angler. Get them and start applying that for this year. Number 5, if you have resupplied, have you researched that resupply? In other words, if you went out and got brand new fish finder, I hope you're not gonna wait until the very last minute to slap it on your and then start reading the instruction manual. You should be knee deep into that owner's manual that should be slapped on your boat already, and you should be ready to rock and roll. You should be watching videos on YouTube, how to use it. You should be running the demo mode on it. Anything you can do to immerse yourself in whatever technology, whatever products that you purchase this year, you should be doing that. I probably got over 100 different lures for this upcoming year that I haven't fished before. The majority of them so far, I have taken 20 minutes or half an hour to do a little research on them, whether it's videos on YouTube or whatever I could read on them on the internet, something. As long as I have a little bit of reference mentally, it builds my confidence before I even get a chance to throw those lures with them. So yeah, do your research. Number 6, have you scouted anything out yet? We're not in the army. It doesn't have to be that serious. But you should know what kind of ground you're headed into before you get there. In other words, yes, you have your favorite fishing holes and your local fisheries or whatnot, but you should have a map up on that wall and you should be pinpointing perhaps new areas you want to go fish. And once you do that, you should be on Google Earth, on Google Maps, on Navionics, whatever you can. Even if it's finding little ponds and streams in the woods. Hey, take an hour apart, take maybe an hour and a half. Do that a couple times over this winter time before we even start fishing, and you're gonna find new places to go fish, new experiences to have. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Number 7, I know this is hard for some of us to do, especially the ones that are just go, go, go. But have you taken the time to sit down and study in any way, any shape, in any form? That's very key, especially to those of us anglers that are up here in the north and you have plenty of days like the day that you see that I'm having today. Should take some time, whether it's a textbook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's the internet. There's so many resources. Take some time and study. Me, myself, there's a great series out by Bass, 16, 17, 18 book set, something like that. This is pretty much the end-all, be-all for bass fishing. Tactics, techniques, styles, whatever. Everything bass fishing, this is that. And I'm not saying run out and grab this. They're sort of hard to find at this point anyway. But any tool, any resource that you can use to your advantage that you know is going to help you out in the long run on slow down days like today, all throughout the winter, all throughout your off season, take some time here and there to do a little bit of studying. You never know what you're going to remember in the middle of the summer when you're trying this or you see that lure or you all of a sudden think of that technique, whatever. When the least expected times, that's when the studying that you did will shine through. And it's like, stop it, Lila. Number 8, have you upgraded? Have you upgraded your boat? Have you upgraded your kayak? Have you upgraded your rods? By the end of last season, if you're an experienced angler and you're out there all the time, you were out there heavy, then you know exactly what it was that you were going to charge full head of steam this year and upgrade. And if you haven't done it yet, Number 9, are you rested? If you hit that water the way I hit that water, you, at the end of it last year and every year, I'm sure you were fighting your own body just to get out. Especially towards the end, those colder months where it's even hard to come by a bite every couple hours. You were dog tired. I was dog tired. I know it. We're all dog tired. But have you taken the time to rest? Or did you just keep burning yourself out in other ways? Sometimes, like I do, whether it's mentally or it's going from actually catching fish to fish catching tactics. Did you take some time for yourself? You should always take a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever, even longer. And fishing should not even come out of your mouth. I know it's very hard to do, but take some time for yourself, take some time for your family, take some time to dedicate to things that you need to do around the house, whatever. But mentally, de-stress, decompress, rest up, because you're going to need that energy for next year. And number 10, woo! Are you ready? I'm ready already. Bilo, are you ready? You've done all the other steps, or if you're just getting them done, or you're tweaking them and finishing up, especially if you've already rested, you know, if you could go out right now, like I wish I could go out right now and just instantly melt all that ice and get ready to fish, I am ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for war and I'm ready for more. Are you ready? That's it. That's the first episode of Tank Talks. I didn't want to just waste today and not have it productive, so I figured it's a good time to release this series on you all, even though I just released the series on y'all. That's what we're about here on this channel, evolving in any way possible, no waste of time. Take the words that I gave you today. If you didn't have a checklist, or if you did have a checklist and it's just not complete, you know, there's still time. Finish those things up. Get ready for 2021. It's gonna be here faster than what you think. Make sure everything on that list is crossed off. Make sure you are ready. At the end of the day, it's gonna lead to more success for yourself as an angler. I'm gonna be taking out more time in the future to talk to you guys. I'm gonna make this a regular staple of the channel. You know, it's good to have one-to-ones every once in a while. Again, whether it's here inside the house or out on the yak, you're gonna be hearing a lot of yapping from my mouth in a good way. But in any event, in any case, thank you for joining me today. As brief as it was always a pleasure. It is always a pleasure. If you liked the video, be sure to press that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to go subscribe. What are you waiting for? At this point, it's a legit deal. Bilo thanks you for stopping by and visiting his nice little fish pad he's got going on there. I thank you for taking your time out and listening to what I have to say. We evolved together today. Until next time, YouTube, I'm Miguel Malenciano. That's Bilo. This is Evolution Angler Bassin. And we'll see ya.